What is up, team? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be a fun one because we are going to take apart the Akko ACR Top 40 keyboard. I recently purchased this one off of the Akko website, and while it is a keyboard kit and I love the way that I was able to build it, I feel like we can probably do a little bit more. So in this video, I'm going to be switching out the keycaps and the switches. I'll be demonstrating everything that I'm going to do on this keyboard. We're going to add some foam to it and we're going to try to make it sound as good as possible. That being said, make sure you check out the description for any links on where I got everything. All right, team. So before I actually start working on this keyboard, I'm going to take off the keycaps and the switches. And I want to talk about this Keycap Puller. This is a keycap puller that I received by KEMOVE, and it is a 2-in-1 keycap and switch puller. As you can see, I got it in the color Rose. So we're gonna open her up and we're going to test her out today and see if we actually like it. So this is a rose color, as I mentioned earlier, and this is a 2-in-1 keycap puller, which looks like that. So one side is meant to take out the keycap versus the other side is meant to take out the switches, and you have a little button that is meant to release the switch once you actually have it on here. So I personally hate the process of taking out switches. Every time I do it, I feel like I'm about to break the keyboard or I'm going to break the keycap. So I'm really excited to test this out and see if we like it, if it works, if it makes the process a lot easier as well. I think that's one thing that I'm going to be looking out for, but I'm super excited to try this out. So without any further delay, let's begin. All right, so I pretty much just removed all of the keycaps, and I want to say that that was a lot faster than using a regular keycap puller. I do want to say another thing too is that usually when I pull my keycaps, they go flying everywhere, but I think because you have a better control of the pulling of the actual keycap, it doesn't allow it to go everywhere. I thought that was a really cool thing because I always have keycaps on the floor. Another thing that I want to know is that I think that because this portion of the keycap puller is very flexible, it allows you to easily adjust your keycap puller to the width of the keycap and be able to pull it out easily and, again, more controlled. Let's test out this switch puller. This is the part that I'm like really excited about because I think this is going to work so cool. Let's try that again. I'm gonna put that down. Then we're gonna, whoa, and release. That is awesome. That means that that's gonna be a very quick situation. Let's try it out. All right, team. So I actually saved this one for last because I'm wondering how this is going to work with the stabilizers. I'm assuming it's going to work the same, but for whatever reason, I feel like we have to test it out. So let's double check. So you grab your keycap puller, or I should say your switch puller, and you pretty much put it in. I feel like it has a good grip. You pull, whoa, and you release. Perfect. Wow, that was amazing. I honestly did that so quickly, and my fingers do not hurt. All right, team. So as you saw, I was honestly able to pull all those keycaps and switches very, very easily. Honestly, I was really worried about the ones near the stabilizers or near the edge of the keyboard, but it seemed like that had zero effect on anything. It honestly pulled out so easily. It does take some time. I will say you have to hear when the switch actually gets a good grip. It will click like once or twice, and then you'll be able to pull upwards and then finally release. But I think that was so easy. Another thing is that usually when I use the other keycap pullers that have where like you have to like hold it like this, my fingers always burn, but that was very cool and very easily. So honestly, I love this. I'm going to leave a link down below where you can get it. Of course, you can get it off of Amazon. You guys know that I love to buy everything off of Amazon because it's quick, it's easy, it's cheaper. Alrighty, so I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put my keyboard aside, and let's talk about the switches that I'm actually going to be using. So starting off with the switches, I decided to go for these. These are the AJAZZ Dice Fruit Banana switches. These are 3-pin 40 actuation force tactile switches. You get about 46 in here. Technically you get 45, but they always include an extra one. That way you don't actually have to open the actual packaging. So these have already been open, of course, but it comes with like a little almost like a can opener, which I thought was pretty cool. These retail for about $20 on Amazon, but you also get a 20% off coupon, so you can get them at a lower price. They have about, I want to say 4 or 5 other different types of switches, but these are the ones that called my name. I did open these, as you can see, and I also already lubed them. I thought that they needed a little bit more lube. All right, so this is what it sounds lubed. All right, so that is what these sound like. I'm actually really excited to try them out and see what they actually sound within the keyboard. But let's put this aside and let's talk about the keycaps. All right, so for keycaps, I decided to go for these from Amazon. These are DSA Profile PBT blank keycap. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video when I unboxed this keyboard, there are specific sets of keycaps that would work with this keyboard, and they're actually very hard to find while staying within budget. Yes, there are other keycaps that are well over $100, which personally, I don't think I would spend that much money on keycap. It just doesn't seem like something that I would want to do, but if that's something that you can do, more power to you. But this is more of a budget-friendly channel, so I want to make sure that I offer that opportunity. So the keycaps, as I mentioned, are blank, and they look like this. So they come in this, most of the keycaps come in this like off cream color, and then you have a darker grayish color. You have one that is like a pink color. I think it comes with a couple of these, and then you also have some in this color. This is more of a muted peach versus this is more of a darker grayish color. And honestly, they feel really good. I'm super excited about these. I hope they sound really good with the new switches. As I mentioned, I did get these off of Amazon. So this is the one that comes with less because I wanted them specifically for this particular keyboard. I believe you get about 68 blank keycaps for about $21, which is really good, to be honest. They also have some that do have the actual label, and then they also have some that fit like a full mechanical keyboard. So the more keycaps, the more expensive. I wanted them for this particular keyboard, so I didn't go with the full one. Last but not least, I'm going to attempt to put some foam on my actual keyboard. I've actually never done this, but I feel very inspired to do so. So I'm going to see if I can put some of this foam onto the keyboard to make it sound a little bit more thockier, but we will see how that works out. And if not, then I'm just going to have to do with what I have. So after I've gone over everything and showed you all the things that I'm going to use, I'm going to start taking this apart and see what we can do. All right, team. So this is actually the final look. As you can see, all the keycaps that I was able to get from that kit actually worked on all of them. The most tricky one are the tab and the shift, as well as the enter and the backspace. So thankfully I was able to find keycaps that was still within budget, but also look pretty good. I do like the look of it. I think that it's already a challenge in itself to try to use a 40% keyboard, but it's also another challenge to utilize blank keycaps. So I think this is going to be really cool to actually just try to learn how to type on it with no text or labels on it, but I do think it looks really nice. I love the little darker pink accent. The back looks really great. So I'm going to plug this in and we are going to do a test run on how this sounds. But before showing you the final product, I want to make sure you guys remember what it sounds like, what it looked like before, and what it sounds like after. Here we go. Alright team, that is it for today's video. Let me know down below what you like, what you don't like. Did we like the before? Did we like the after better? Leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching.